What are you most looking forward to the next 2 years, the next 4 years?
Getting done. Honestly, you know, one thing I pride myself in my history is be able to get stuff done and not just talk about it.
That is a very candid Governor Joe Lombardo speaking with 8 News Now investigator David Charnes tonight. The governor laying out his plans for Nevada in his first State of the State address. And we carried his address from Carson City Live earlier tonight, where he touched on a long list of things that he'd like to get done. 8 News Now investigator David Charnes is live in our state capitol tonight. And David, what's the big takeaway from his proposal?
Well, Governor Lombardo promising not to raise any taxes. He also says he wants to invest in funds to prevent against emergencies like we saw here the past couple of years with the pandemic. He wants to increase funding for education and give parents the option for school choice.
I'm here to say to you tonight, our State of the State is growing stronger every day.
Governor Joe Lombardo laying out his vision for the future.
We must remain dedicated to the twin propositions of saving for and guarding against the next unexpected event that shakes our economy and rattles our livelihoods.
The hour-long address, a pitch to lawmakers and the people of Nevada about moving forward out of the pandemic while saving for the next emergency. Lombardo says his budget won't raise taxes, but instead makes Nevada even more attractive for businesses.
Unlocking innovation and investments in logistics, entertainment, science and technology, or embracing entrepreneurship, the message is that Nevada is ready to partner.
The big topic of the night, education. The governor says he wants to increase per student spending by $2,000, provide scholarships to keep teachers in Nevada, and offer parents the option of choosing a non-public school.
Set aside politics and turf guarding to deal with the stubborn facts regarding public education in Nevada. Nevada's public schools have been historically underfunded and have historically underperformed for our children.
Lombardo also proposed pausing the state's gas tax for a year, giving state employees raises and immediate bonuses, and creating new laws to hold career criminals accountable.
Introducing legislation that makes it harder, not easier, to commit a crime in the state of Nevada.
The governor wants to grow the rainy day fund while creating a new segment of money for a bipartisan committee to spend on major infrastructure and capital projects.
Let's plant the trees that some of us may never see.
And the governor says he wants to do a lot of those things because he has a 1-year-old grandson who was in at least part of that address today before he had to go to bed. He also talked about getting these proposals done with Democratic support. Obviously, he faces some stiff hopefully there won't be too much, there will be some compromise here, but he does face some opposition from Democrats. The word, like I mentioned tonight, was compromise. We'll just have to see what happens over the next 4 months. We're live tonight in Carson City. I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
David, great job there in Carson City. And Governor Lombardo needs Democratic support to pass any of his proposals. Democrats control the state Senate, have a supermajority in the Assembly, meaning they do not need a single Republican vote to pass anything out of that chamber. But each party needs to find a middle ground to pass anything. Democratic leaders say they are prepared to work with the governor. And tonight they say there are issues where they can find common ground.
Compensating our state employees adequately, I mean, that's a huge issue for everybody in the state, getting the level of service that we deserve. I would say that's one. Obviously, we came up with the pupil-centered funding formula. So there was a lot of talk about that tonight, but you have to remember that that was legislative Democrats doing the hard work of really changing a 50-plus year Nevada plan that didn't work for our kids. So we're obviously thrilled to be able to fund education at that level. Obviously, we need to make sure that we can fund, that we have providers to be in the schools, right? I mean, money is one issue, but our infrastructure can be lagging behind. But the funding, of course, we're in favor of. We obviously know that we need to be fiscal responsible, but we're very interested in looking at, could that money be used better elsewhere right now? Could we use that for additional rental relief that's largely expiring for our people?
Governor Lombardo did not mention housing in his address. Democrats say his proposals about changing election-related laws, they say, are dead on arrival.